Hey, welcome back to edtech by Meera, and today we are going to repeat the same project, time format conversion from 12 hour to 24 hours, but this time using Regex method, just so that you get to know a different method, that's all. But you can stick to any one of these methods, that's totally up to you from the three methods that I taught you. So here you have to import re. Now this is, whenever you're using the Regex library, you need to import re, and re module is a part of the Python standard library, so there's no need to be installed, just write re, that is import re, that is enough. Then you need to define the function for converting the time. I call it convert time, you can call it anything else from 12 to 24 or whatever name you want to allocate. I'm just writing it as simple convert time, and the parameter is a time string, so instead of writing time string for short, I just write time, but remember the parameter has to be time, but in the form of a string. Yeah, because this is basically the Regex works on a string, the Regex conversion. Okay, then let's get started with the explanation and the code. So after defining the function, you have to carry out certain tasks, create some variables. Now the main variables that you use here are the hour variable, minute variable, second variable, and the AM PM, right? So all these variables you are subjecting it to the Regex method find all. Now what is basically the find all, right? Like find all is actually finds all the matches that you are specifying in the string. So that is the idea of using the find all. Whatever you specify in that given string, it will find a match for it, it will iterate over the string, and then after that it will return a list of every pattern match that is occurring in that particular string. So the first parameter you can see, re.findAll, first parameter is a string, second parameter, first parameter is the pattern here, as you can see, second is the time string. Now here the first parameter, as it says here very clearly, it says the \d plus. That means it will find a batch for digits from 0 to 9, or plus means more than 1, and then or, the or symbol. The next one is to the right of the or symbol is the W plus. That means it will find a match for all alphanumeric characters, A to Z, small a to Z caps, and 0 to 9, or even underscore. So basically what it will do is it will find a match for all these specified values across the string and return a list. So that's the idea. So that's about the Regex part. Now what else you need to do? You need to have some if-else conditions, right? Okay, so the main important hero here is the hour, which will decide the format from the 12-hour to the 24-hour format, as we know already. So hour will be equal to integer hour, because we know it is an integer, so that's why you need to give it the integer method. So integer and then the hour. And if now the condition starts, different conditions, like if it is AM, what to do, if it's PM, what to do, etc. So if AM PM value equals to exactly PM, so like for example 12 PM, 12:30 PM, or like 3:30 PM for example. So if AM PM equal to PM, yeah, and hour greater than 12. Sorry for being a bit slow, my keyboard is very slow. My internet connection is very slow here. I'm sorry for that. So if AM PM is PM and hour is greater than 12, what will happen? Yeah, so this is one condition. Try to imagine greater than 12. So like, is it 1 p.m.? Is it 12 p.m.? No, not 12 p.m. Greater. So 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. So, like we know in 24 hours, 1 p.m. is 1300 hours, right? So hour should be, that's how we back calculate. So hour will be hour plus 12, which means if it is 1 p.m., for example, 1 followed by p.m., so 12 plus 1, 1300. So we give the formula. Presuming this, we give the formula of hour equal to hour plus 12, or in short, hour plus equal to 12. Fine here? Okay. Next condition, Let's say if the AM PM is going to be AM. Yeah. So different scenarios. You can have your own scenarios, but this is logical enough. And I'll see if I can make as many conditions as possible. Start with 2 conditions and then we see how. So if the AM PM equal to PM we've seen, and if AM PM equal to AM, and what is the value of hour? Let's say the first instance was hour greater than 12. The second instance, hour equal to 12. Then what happens? Now, as we all know, at midnight, how does it start calculating? When the clock goes bang on the midnight, it starts calculating from 0, right? Midnight starts calculating from 0, 1, 2, 3. 12 is treated as 0 hours. So we all know that for 24-hour format, but we will see here when we are running the program. So when hour exactly equal to 12, minutes could be anything, hour will be 0 because it starts counting the time from 0 onwards, incrementing from 0 onwards. So the initial value will start from 0. Now, first we start with these 2 conditions and return. Now what we want to return is, we want to return a string, right? So what we do is, we use a string format. F-string format. As we know, I've done an earlier example of an F-string format quite, I think, couple of months ago, if I'm not mistaken. So actually, this is called F format. When you write F followed by the curly braces, it's called F formatted string. Yeah, so basically F strings are formatted string literals, and it will embed the expressions and variables directly into the strings. So it's human readable, and it is dynamic in the sense it will replace the variable values that you're writing, the conditions in the curly braces, with actual values of those variables in runtime. We will see how when we run the program. So F followed by open and close inverted, that's the F string, and then we give the, in between that, we give the curly braces for different variables, because we have hour, minute and seconds, right? Followed by the AM PM. So first and foremost, hour. So hour we write as 0 to D. Now, why do we write the 0 to D? Because hour is supposed to be 0 padded. Because as we have seen, if there are 2 digits, there's only 1 digit, 0 will be there in the left. So it's called 0 padding. Yeah. So if there is the 2 actually stands for width. You know, the field width. So maximum, or you can say to a field of minimum width will be 2 with 0 padding in the left. So that's why the 0 to D. Usually it is field of 2. Yeah. Okay. For example, if it is 2 p.m. Like something like that. If it is 9 a.m. in the 24 hours, it will say 09 hours, something like that. And then the minute, it is not 0 padded, it's just curly braces and then second curly braces. So what happens in these embedded curly braces? Actual value when you're running it will show there. So that's the idea. It will actually embed into that. So let's see what happens. So I hope you understood how it works, the F strings, the formatted strings. Okay, now we need to print out something. So basically what we are going to print out, we are going to print the earlier function that we defined, which is convert time. Now convert time had a string, time string as a parameter, if you remember above. So instead of the writing time string, the format, we will write actually the value of a particular time string and in 12-hour format, so that when we run it, when we run the program, it will get converted to the 24-hour format based on the if-elif conditions that we have written, yeah, using the regex pattern. So let's see, because the regex pattern of what we are doing here is from the 12-hour format, the AM PM will be removed. That's why we use the regex pattern over there. And then it, based on the conditions, it will give us the value and the output for the 24-hour format. There you go. 11:45:30 PM. Yeah. So what's happening? Oh, there's some indentation problem. Okay, I can see that the print indentation has gone wrong. So I have to adjust that. So I'll be doing more such Python beginner projects, very simple projects. And if you like to learn more about the beginner projects, do or practice more about the beginner projects, I want you to subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. There you go, 11:45:30. Okay, this is PM. So that means there's something wrong because 11:45 PM shouldn't be 11:45. AM should be 11:45 according to the condition. So I'm gonna make some changes here, but let's run some timings here and check first, and then after I'll make the modifications. Okay, let's see some more timings. 12:45:30 AM. There you go. As I mentioned earlier, when it is midnight time equal to 12, then it will be replaced by 00. 12:45 is midnight, right? So we've already given the conditions above. Hour equals to 0. If hour equal to 12:12, which is AM, which is midnight, 24-hour will be 0. Okay, then process. Here is the problem. When it is 12:45 PM, it's still showing 12:45 PM, which is wrong, because remember, according to our conditions, it should be adding at 12, and it is wrong. It shouldn't be showing the same. There's something wrong here. Okay, we will figure it out. 4:45, still wrong, because if it is PM, then it should be adding 12 plus 4, 16:45:30. So it should be like 16 hours, 16 hours, 45 minutes, 30 seconds. So I know where the mistake is, so I'm gonna check, I'm gonna do it. So this is the beauty of coding in Python. It's so easy to debug, and it's okay to do mistakes. Actually, I didn't edit this part because I wanted you guys to know that I made a mistake and this is how I corrected. Okay, so this is again, this was AM or PM? PM. So this is wrong, right? So that's why I'm checking it, double checking, because if it's 04 PM, it should be 12 plus 4, 16 hours, but it's showing the same. I try 8:45, it's still showing 8:45. That is wrong, because it should be 12 plus 8, 20 hours. So this is wrong. So I'm just double checking if it's wrong, which is wrong. So I know I've gone wrong in the conditions. It shouldn't be hour greater than 12. It should be hour is not equal to 12. Because definitely if hour equal to 12, it is calculating from 0. There you go. If it is not equal to 12, it's showing correctly. 8 PM will show as 20 hours because 8 plus 12 is 20. Let's check out some other values. Okay, 10:45 or maybe 11:45. 11 plus 12, 23. Simple. Minutes and the seconds will remain the same. It's going to change only the hour variable. That's why we did the hour equal to integer hour. Remember the variable that we created. Okay. So let's check out some more. 12:45. 12:45:30. Because this 12:45 is for the afternoon. So that's okay. Some more timings, let's check it out. AM. Okay, if it's 12:45 AM, obviously, okay, I want to try some other timings. 1:45. Okay, that should be fine. Because if it starts 0 from midnight, then it will start counting 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So that's okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., something like that. So it starts that change at 12. Okay, let's see some other changes. Runs. So like this, I'm just testing it out myself. So you can test 1,000 times, that's okay. I'm just also doing my part, but you can test different values. Yeah. So keep on like testing as many values as possible so that you're clear in your mind. And for the next week, for this week, it is the same project that I repeated in a different method. Next week is going to be completely different project, and it's going to be more exciting, slightly more complicated, but still for beginners. I'll make sure that I'll keep on making beginner tutorial as many as possible. I want to make like at least 100. I want to make at least 100 simple projects for beginners, yeah, before I move on to the more intermediate stage. So rest assured, I'm not going to rush from beginner to intermediate or advanced suddenly. I will make sure I will do minimum 100 Python projects for beginners and really simple so that you can understand. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to teach in a slightly different way where I will even explain like how I solve it so that you will learn how to, not just the explanation of the project, like you will also learn how to actually get your logical thinking. So I will explain that part also a bit more. Here I'm explaining, but I will go into that more in detail so that when you are solving it, you will understand how to do the logical reasoning before you even start the coding. So I will start that way. The project will be simple, but I will explain it with a different twist for the next project, because then you won't need to be spoon-fed. You can use that methodology to solve it yourself. So I'm thinking of doing it one project, two parts, part 1 and part 2. In the part 1, I will actually explain the steps that will lead you to logical thinking and algorithm, and then you can proceed. In the part 2, I will explain the solution if you still cannot do. Yeah. So 5:45 a.m. is of course 5:45. Now here 5:45 p.m. There you go. 12 plus 5 is 17. So minutes and second is the same. So now it's coming correct. So if hour is not equal to 12, then you do the calculation. Whatever hour is provided, add it to 12. See, there you go. 5 will become 12 plus 5, 17. Okay, so watch out for my next tutorial, which will be split into two parts. Part 1, I will go into the logical reasoning and the tasks that you have to do. Part 2, I will solve it. My style following the logical reasoning. So what happens is then you'll really get the hang of solving the project. Because I watched several tutorials in which people say that students get addicted to just watching the coding tutorials. So then it got me this idea, why not I do it this way? So that you won't get habituated in just watching only, in just understanding in one shot. You will also actually sit with me and you will do it along with me. And if you cannot follow, I'm still doing the part 2 with the complete solution. So I think it will be a very unique way. So watch out for it in the next week, the week after this. Okay, so I just decided just to be on the safe side so that whatever value you will feel, you won't get any wrong values. I just wanted to add one more condition. Yeah, so The last condition could be hour will be hour. Like for example, like let's say 10 a.m. It will be the same 10 a.m. There you go. 5 a.m. It will be the same 5 a.m. So the last condition, if it doesn't follow the first two conditions, then the last condition will be hour will remain the same. No addition, no subtraction, nothing, no change. Just that AM, PM will be removed. So this is just to be on the safe side so that you don't run into any errors. So I think I've explained more or less the whole thing, the whole project in a very simple way. First we imported the library, the Regex library, that is the and then after that we defined the convert 12 to 24 hours with the time string as a parameter. Then we did the find all regex for matching the pattern of matching the digits from 0 to 9 and also the alpha numerals 0 to 9, then the alphabetic A to Z small and caps. Yeah, and then after that we defined the hour, integer hour. After that we did the if-else condition when AM, PM is PM, then and hour is not equal to 12. Hour, every time you add 12 to the hour. Otherwise, if the AM, PM is AM, hour equals exactly 12. Then the hour will be 0, starts midnight from 0. And then else, if these two conditions is not the one, then hour equal to hour. Else, this is the last condition, and then return the F-string format where the hour is padded, 0 padded with placement for 2 fields and then for 2 digits, and then minutes and seconds curly braces, and in that embedded values of the actual value of the variables will be pushed into that once you run the machine.